Okay, here we are back at our sheet mulch with the cardboard, and we've got our wood chips. Now, we've got several pieces of cardboard over here. If I were to just dump that whole wheelbarrow full of chips on top of it, we could shift that cardboard and create gaps where weeds could come through. So the first few handfuls you should do by hand instead of just dumping the wheelbarrow. This way, the cardboard stays in place. And once you've got some of this down, you can finish it off with dumping the wheelbarrow onto it. So this part's important too. We want to be sure we have 4 inches of wood chips over this cardboard. That's one of the things I've noticed myself doing when I'm spreading wood chips. I want to spread as much as I can with this load of wood chips. And I end up sometimes not putting it on deeply enough. And so I want to remind everybody that deep wood chips on top of the cardboard are really important, because after the cardboard disintegrates, it's this 4 inches of wood chips that are really going to keep the weeds out. So remember, wood chips are cheap, weeding's expensive. So I'm using wood chips in this sheet mulching, and that's because this is going to be total weed suppression. That's why I'm doing this. But you might want to use sheet mulching to convert an area of grass to a vegetable garden or a flower garden. If you're going to do that, you can lay down your cardboard over your grass, but don't use wood chips. Use compost as your mulch, because then you'll be able to plant right in it with nitrogen-loving vegetables and baby flowers, annual flowers, and not worry about it. You wait 6 months, and the cardboard by then will have pretty much decomposed. And then you can just scrape the mulch aside. In your case, you would be using the compost. And then you just plant right in there. You wouldn't use seeds, but you could use starts for either a flower garden or a vegetable garden. One of the reasons that these wood chips work so well at keeping weeds out, there's two things going on here. One is the weeds can't come up from the bottom because there's cardboard in the way. And if any seeds land on the wood chips, they're going to have a very hard time getting started, because these wood chips will suck up, when they're fresh like this, they'll suck up the nitrogen that those seeds need to sprout. So we've got lots of things happening here that help make this a really wonderful way to reduce the amount of weeding you need to do in your garden. And that's important for everybody. Well, that's good for now. We have more sheet mulching to do around the edges, but doesn't it look a whole lot happier now that those weeds are gone? And it's got this lovely mulch, which will help hold in the moisture, and as it decomposes, it'll improve the soil for this shrub. I'm a huge fan of sheet mulching. I've probably sheet mulched 2 or 3 acres by now. So I would just like to mention briefly the difference between mulch, compost, wood chips, straw. It's a little confusing. People throw around those terms. So in general, mulch is a generic term. There's all kinds of mulch. Wood chips is one kind of mulch. Compost is another kind of mulch. Leaves is another kind of mulch. Straw would be another mulch. Anything that you put down on top of your soil could be a mulch. And the wood chips are a particular kind of mulch. And wood chips come in different types. This is arborist wood chips that have been put in a really rough wood chips. So they may not look so wonderful. And by the way, if you don't like the looks of these, go ahead and put down 3 inches of the rough wood chips and top it off with an inch of beauty bark that you buy from the store if you like that look better. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You just put the pretty stuff on the top.